Hi, welcome to Follow South Jersey's Follow Salem podcast. My name is Dean Johnson. I am the editor-in-chief of Follow South Jersey. And today we are at Serving the Light Ministries with Salem Community Promise Academy. Let me hear it. Now, the students of CPA, many of the students, visited Eagle Theater yesterday in Hamilton to make some music videos, and the artistic director, Caitlin Geiser, will be running some workshops for the CPA students as well. Now, Eagle Theater will be having Elf Jr. the musical this month, and we are fortunate to have some of the characters from Elf here visiting us today. So I'm going to start by going around and introduce yourself and tell us some interesting fact about you. Let's start with you. What is your name?
I'm Buddy the Elf.
Hi, Buddy.
Hi.
What is an interesting fact?
I love Christmas.
Interesting.
Hi, I'm Jovi. I moved from LA to New York recently, and I haven't seen snow all my life, except till now.
Oh, that was nice. That's cool.
I'm Walter. Walter Hobbs. Yeah.
Walter Hobbs.
And I work a lot. All the time.
Okay, very good.
I'm Michael, and I have an A+ in history.
Very good, very good. Yeah, very good.
My name is Santa Claus, otherwise known as Saint Nick, and I eat about 3 million cookies on Christmas Eve every year.
Wow, that's very good. So I want to start talking to you, Buddy. So can you tell me about your life in the North Pole? What was some of your favorite things about living in the North Pole?
Well, there's a lot of things. I love to work. It's one of my favorite things I get to do. I love playing sports with all the elves.
What kind of sports do you play in the North Pole?
Play basketball. I mean, usually compared to my height, I just dunk on the elves. It's
You do have a height advantage over most of those elves, right? So what was your favorite part about being raised as an elf?
That's a tough one. I feel like just all the camaraderie of all the elves. They were so accepting.
Right. Tell me something about elf culture.
We love candy canes.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Now you've lived with elves most of your life. What was the biggest surprise when you first discovered that you're not an elf, that you're actually a human?
I mean, I'm still processing it.
Okay. Right.
I had to know. I was like, who's my family? It was a scary time.
Right.
I'm glad that it's past now.
Right. So what was it like, finding out that, did it change your view of the world? I mean, you had a completely different, your elf life, and suddenly you're thrust into this humanity.
Yeah, they're not as crazy for Christmas as we are, and I just can't seem to wrap my head around it. I don't understand it. It's kind of crazy.
Hey, Walter. May I call you Walter, or is it Mr. Hobbs?
I prefer Mr. Hobbs, whatever you please.
Okay, thank you, Walter. So you've spent many years focusing on your career, and you're highly successful.
Of course.
What's the secret to your success?
Well, so I think that you have to just put aside everything else in your life. When you're in the office, you're there to work. If you're not working, then you're not doing something.
So you don't have really balance between personal life and business life.
I mean, I love my family, of course, but work is what made me who I am today. Without work, what is my purpose?
That's very interesting. You got an applause for that. What was your first impressions of Buddy when you met him? Can you tell us about that first meeting and what you were thinking?
Who is this crazy man standing in front of me? Yeah.
What made you respond that way? What was he doing?
He started singing.
Really?
Yes.
When you first met, you started singing.
Started singing.
Did you? Yeah.
Whilst I was in the meeting.
What was your expectation of when you were meeting your dad? Now I know there is a song, right, that you sing. I believe it's called "World's Greatest Dad."
Yeah.
Right. And it talks about all your anticipation about your dad, right? What made you think that he would want to make snow angels with you or eat fruitcake?
I mean, I guess being raised by elves made me think that everyone loves Christmas, and I mean, you know, he'll get there. He'll get there one day.
Probably not. You can hope though.
Hey, Michael. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much for asking me. So, tell us about the first time you met Buddy.
So, I was at my dad's office. We were getting ready to go Christmas shopping, but he was busy again. And out of the corner of my ear, I hear an off-key, off-pitch singing. And it was him.
So he's not a good singer. No, not a good singer. So, tell me about finding out that he is actually more than just an elf, that he's your brother.
Well,
Unconfirmed, by the way. Not confirmed yet.
Not confirmed.
Not confirmed. Yet.
Yeah.
Could be.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so assuming that there's confirmation in the future, what are your thoughts?
well, it was crazy because I never had a brother. But I was really happy.
You like that idea? Hey, Jovi. So, tell us about how you first met Buddy.
Kind of same as them. He started singing.
It seems it
Yeah.
seems to be a pattern here.
I do sing a lot, yeah.
Do you sing a lot? Sing something for me.
Oh wow, that's on the spot, but
Well, apparently, it's what you do.
it is what I do. Here we go. I'm singing. I'm on a show, and I'm singing.
It was actually just like that.
It was just like
Yeah.
that.
Just like that,
right,
yeah.
Right.
Except we were in a mall. So he said.
I was in the office.
Yeah. So.
In the
I-
mall, at
in
the office,
mall.
and you were at his
At the
office too?
office.
At the office? Hey, Santa, can you chime in on this thing? So, you know, I'm hearing that everybody met Buddy through singing. Obviously, you know, you knew him all of his life. Tell me about the singing.
Buddy was a pretty good singer. He was probably the loudest and the elf who had the most energy in all of the North Pole. He was always singing. If he wasn't singing, he was working, he was laughing, he was smiling. I don't think I've ever seen Buddy not smile.
How was Buddy as a worker?
Well, Buddy as a worker, he wasn't, let's say, the best, but it's because of his height difference. So all our desks in the North Pole are obviously smaller, so it would be harder for Buddy to work because he's not elf size.
Right.
But with what he had and like the stuff, because he was so tall, he did a really good job making use with it.
Right. So he was hollying and jollying, but just not making a lot of the
Yeah.
the toys and things like that, right? So when well, let's ask this question. I'm getting serious now. You and the elves knew that he was human, and yet you kept it from him. Why?
Well, it was the first day we met Buddy. We brought him home from the orphanage.
How did you
and
meet Buddy?
So-
Take us through it.
It was Christmas Eve, and I was flying, and I was delivering presents to the New York City orphanage. And there, baby Buddy crawled into my toy sack. I did not know that at the time, so we got back to the North Pole. I was taking out all the gifts that were extra and left over, and Buddy was with all the gifts. And the elves and I, we had this feeling that he was basically a Christmas lover. He was the definition of Christmas. So we decided, why tell him that he's human? Because that might completely ruin his spirit, and we wanted to protect his skill in Christmas liking, which boosted the Christmas magic.
Okay, so that's why you kept it from him. And then when the secret got out, how did that happen?
That was a pretty stressful day. I had one of our elves who was on the Etch-a-Sketch line come to me, and she said that Buddy figured out that he's human. So I went over, got Buddy, and pretty much told him his story, like just how I told you.
Right.
Pretty much he crawled into the sack, brought him back to the North Pole, and he was pretty shocked, but he said the funniest thing ever, classic Buddy, he said, "Oh, I'm an orphan just like Annie," and I thought that he was still Buddy even after we knew he was human.
Right.
So then I said, you know what, you should probably go see your family, and that's how it
So,
happened.
Buddy, why weren't you just content to stay at the North Pole? You had a good thing going? You had the height advantage?
Well, I mean, I feel like I had to retire the basketball career. It was I was getting up there in the ages.
Right.
But yeah, I just really wanted to know who my family was, and I never knew, so I really was excited to see them.
What is your secret for being able to spread such cheer and saying so positive and spreading that joy? How do we do that?
You just gotta believe in the magic. It's very exciting when you learn about it. It's crazy.
Jovi, is this contagious at all?
Definitely is, yeah.
And what have you gotten from Buddy in the times you've known
Essentially
him?
like the same spirit of believing in the magic. Yeah. Before I met Buddy, I wasn't really a Christmas person, like, at all. I worked at Macy's in the, like the Santa's, like meeting Santa, like the greeting line.
Right.
And I dreaded it. I hated that job. But then that's where I met Buddy. And
When he was singing.
yes, he was singing.
Right.
That song he sang for you earlier.
Right.
Yep.
That's the song that song he was singing earlier. Pretty good. Let's change subject a little bit. Let's talk about dietary habits. Starting with Santa. Santa, what are you serving up at the North Pole?
So, in the North Pole, it's pretty much every kid's dream. Candy canes, cookies, hot chocolate, eggnog, everything that you'd find on Christmas Day.
Okay. Is there spaghetti?
Is there spaghetti? We have spaghetti for dinner. And like most elves, they eat it plain, but for some, like Buddy, they make it all nice and fancy.
Yeah. So, Buddy, tell me about your eating habits here.
I just like, well, for me, sugar. Some people don't like to have a lot of sugar on their food. I see that calorie number. I'm thinking that's a goal for me to set. So I wanna pack on every single bit of sugar I see.
Now, Walter, you've witnessed this,
Many times.
and can you describe it in your own words?
Diabetes on the plate.
I get that. Michael, has his dietary, in interesting combinations, has it rubbed off on you at all?
I hope not.
Oh, I wish. My mom doesn't let me.
No. You've tried,
I've tried.
Jovi?
Me, personally, not my cup of hot chocolate, but I will support him in whatever he would like to eat.
Interesting. What was when you first came to New York? What was one of the most surprising things that you learned about the city or saw about the city?
I feel like some of these people, they're so just not inclined with Christmas. It's like I say something about Christmas and they just pass by like it's nothing happened. I mean, it's crazy to me.
Walter,
Yes, sir.
why, do you see that? I mean, you've lived in New York probably your whole life. Why do people in New York not feel the Christmas magic?
Well, have you ever been in New York, sir?
I have.
Have you ever seen a truck driver drive?
I have.
Yeah, not very nice people. Like, you can find some hidden gems, but we're not very polite. Well, we're polite, but we're not very nice, Christmassy. We're more very strict, very on task.
Right. And Christmas is not on task.
Christmas is just something that's here, but it's like, oh, it's Christmas, yay, and we don't really care, yeah. Not some people care. From what I've seen, not everyone's a huge Christmas person.
Right. So, I mean, Walter Hobbs is a bit skeptical. He was a little skeptical of Buddy. In fact, I don't think he even believed that Buddy was actually being genuine. But you were kind of the same thing when you first met him.
That's
Can you tell us
true.
about that?
In the beginning, he would tell me these crazy stories about Santa and how he was an elf from the North Pole and how he traveled all this way through the Lincoln Tunnel or whatever. George.
Santa
I
went
don't
through the
know,
Lincoln
I don't
Tunnel?
know. I don't.
I think you've like
I don't understand.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, but I just didn't have it in me to get what he was saying. Like, I felt that I was strongly minded in what I had already believed in.
Michael, so, you were very skeptical as well when you
Yeah.
first. So tell us about that.
Well, personally, I never thought Santa was real, but I mean, he's right here.
Yeah, I get it.
And
Yeah.
so when he came up to me and was singing all these songs, but he did help me fix my wind machine, so I liked him.
And he started growing on you. You
Yeah.
started like kind of believing a little bit. You know, I mean, it's hard to deny. It's right there. Right? It's hard to deny that. Tell us about your relationship with your dad.
Well, he's never around much.
Right.
It's mainly just me and my mom. It's his schedule. I think it's gonna be something like work, sleep, work, somewhere like that.
Very good. Walter, what is your relationship with your son?
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I thought that I gave him an hour a day off my schedule to hang out and do whatever he wanted. And that takes away from my sleep. So I thought I was being very generous.
Right. You take it out of your sleep.
Yeah,
That-
out of my
that
sleep
hour.
time. Yeah.
Right. And you enjoy that hour?
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah. Buddy, what's one of your favorite things in the human world?
Christmas.
I know. I'm sorry, that was probably not the best question. When you think of the human idea of busy, like Walter was talking about, you seem to enjoy the simpler things in life. Can you tell me about that and your thoughts on Walter and his philosophy of work, sleep, to take the words of his son Michael?
I mean, I don't know much about working and a job. I mean,
Clearly.
I had a job at the North Pole, but I don't have a New York job, so maybe he sees busy as working right now, but I'll be able to do stuff later. But, I just wish busy didn't happen with him as much.
Right. Santa, you make toys for people throughout the world. So obviously, I would have to say that you were successful. Do you share that idea, that work ethic that Walter is talking about?
I think, and I know, at the North Pole, we have something that doesn't really feel like work. It's more play than work. We have Christmas carols always playing around, hot chocolate every 30 minutes, candy canes whenever they want. So I think it's more of like fun than work.
Walter, why don't you do more of that at your place of business?
Every 30 minutes for hot chocolate, we would never get anything done. I mean, they'd all be on a sugar crash and they would never get any work done. I mean, it's just I don't know how his employees, whatever they are, elves is what we're gonna call them. I don't know how they get anything done.
Right. Buddy, what's one of your favorite Christmas traditions? And you think that everybody should be doing this?
Write a letter to Santa. I mean, it's the one time a year when you express your wants, and I think it's a great thing that everyone should do.
Write a letter. I like that. Jovi, did you? We'll get back to that. Do you? Have you written a letter to Santa?
Yes, I have.
Have you? Very good. Walter,
He helped me write it apparently.
you wrote a letter for him.
Mhm.
Very good.
He tricked me into answering questions, and he wrote my answers down.
And then he sent it to Santa.
And he sent it to Santa.
Santa, did you get that?
Yeah, I did.
And what did you think? Because I heard, now, I mean, I don't know, because I'm not able to see it actually, but I heard that he was actually on the naughty list.
Yes, and he sadly still is. So that's why when I got his letter, I was like, I think Buddy wrote this. It was very Buddy-like.
Very, very Buddy-like,
Yeah.
right? The language was very excited and not very Walter-like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go around. What's one of your favorite things about Christmas, Jovi?
One of my favorite things about Christmas
Yeah.
is spending time with Buddy.
Oh, that's nice. And he, yeah, there's a little clapping over there. All right. Tell us about, when he went from being Buddy, kind of annoying, no offense, to, this guy is interesting.
I think it was more about me being open to embrace how he really is as a person.
And that helped you see about who you really are as a person.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very nice. That's a very good answer. Walter, favorite Christmas tradition? Or favorite thing about Christmas?
Favorite thing about, well, I have two. Okay, so if you want tradition, I enjoy watching my son open the presents. My favorite part about Christmas is the day it's over.
Yeah. Very, very good. Michael? Oh, okay. Michael?
My favorite Christmas tradition is going Christmas shopping with my mom, going to all the stores, and yeah.
Being with a parent.
Yeah.
The parent who's there for you. Right. Very good. Santa, I mean, that's a tough question for you.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
My favorite thing about Christmas is either two things. One, I like seeing and hearing about all these kids who've gotten what they wanted for Christmas. And also, Christmas is the one day of the 365 days of the year that us at the North Pole get to relax.
Yeah,
So that's
I can imagine. Now, Jovi, I believe you sing a song called "Never Fall in Love with an Elf." Is that accurate? Is
Yes,
that true?
I do.
Can you tell us what you're feeling when you're singing this? Because never fall in love with an elf, and yet here we are.
So, Buddy has a busy life, let's say, especially when he's meeting his dad and his brother and his family here in New York City. And I guess he just forgot about me one night.
Buddy. You forgot about Jovi. Can you tell us what was going on that night?
Well, I was getting into a little scuffle with my father, but it's all good now, hopefully. But yeah, I was a couple hours late, but I showed up and then I was there.
You were there. I'm sensing you weren't there.
A couple hours late.
A couple hours late.
Yeah,
You actually waited
I waited 2.5 hours actually. Yeah,
and sung the song.
but it's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. But everything's good now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. You don't hold it against him or anything like that. No.
Totally not.
Water under the bridge, right? So after spending time with Buddy, Jovi, do you have any new traditions that you have brought to your family?
Probably like the classic traditions, cause at the time before, like I didn't do anything. Maybe like leaving cookies for Santa, the milk, writing letters, just spending time with the family. Putting up decorations.
If you could sing one Christmas song for the rest of your life, Buddy, what would it be?
Has to be All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's a great song.
I'm seeing Mariah Carey tomorrow night. Jovi?
Baby, it's cold outside.
Ooh. Little duet,
Yeah.
right? That's
Okay.
very good. Walter?
Carol of the bells, because there's no talking. It's nice. It's just the instruments. There's no screeching or anything. It's just straight up instrumental.
Just bing, bing, bing. Very good, very good. One song, rest of your life, Michael, and you probably have the longest life because you're the youngest kid. Go ahead.
White Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Santa?
I think the best Christmas song is Santa Claus is Coming to Town because it's not only a great song and gets you into the Christmas spirit, but it reminds you what you need to do to get gifts from Santa that year.
Very good. Speaking of gifts, what would be the perfect gift for you, Buddy?
For everyone to believe in Christmas.
That would be the perfect gift for you. Very nice. Jovi, what would be the perfect gift for you?
My perfect gift. Probably for Buddy to get whatever he wants.
Walter, perfect gift for you.
Earplugs.
A full day with my dad, not just an hour.
And Santa always gives gifts. So if we could all get together and give Santa one gift, what would that gift be?
I think it would be kind of like Michael, a day with Buddy, Jovi, and anyone else who just wants to spend a day with Santa. Because it's kind of lonely. Well, you have the elves, but I want more people to have time with Santa like Buddy.
Let's get back to Walter for a second because, everything I'm hearing, Buddy's outlook seems to really have an effect on people and a change in people, and yet you're still you. So, why don't you buy into this energy, this spirit, I think you used the word magic, that Buddy brings, and it seems to affect everybody else.
Well, as you said, buy into it. I don't waste my money on that kind of stuff. But I would say that I think it lights a spark in some other people, but I don't feel that inside.
Just not there.
No,
So you
not
just
there.
do what you feel.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a personal problem.
maybe it is.
How is he as a, well, I mean, how is he as a, I don't know what your relationship is, but, I mean, you had dinner over his house, I'm assuming at some point since, you're
Having spaghetti.
having spaghetti. How's he at home? Is he,
Actually, he wasn't there
okay,
when I went over.
he was
I
at
was,
work.
I
Yeah,
was
he was at
an
work.
hour late, but I was there for like an hour.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well, you weren't there, physically.
I was in the house somewhere.
Right, right.
This is my office.
That's what I meant, yeah. He wasn't there.
Michael,
I was in the
is he always
vicinity.
like this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, what advice would you give someone who kind of wants to feel the Spirit but can't? What should they do, buddy?
I feel like, like talk to like Christmas really is like being with around people that you love and appreciate. So I feel like if he was around us more, maybe he would appreciate Christmas more.
Interesting. Joby, what do you think?
I think it's just being open to the new ideas and the new possibilities of what believing can do to your personality and your life and your traditions.
Right. Michael?
To quit his job. Spend a little more time, believe in Christmas, write letters to Santa Claus, do other traditions, but he doesn't do any of them.
None of them. What do you think it's going to take, Michael?
Every person on this earth,
Yeah, to get him to move.
probably.
Yeah. Santa, are there a lot of people like Walter in this world?
Sadly, there are a lot of people like Walter, but luckily, there are way more people who aren't like Walter.
Okay. And what can we do? What's your advice? I mean, you're an expert, obviously. What can we do to help people like Walter?
My advice is to just listen to your family, take some time, spend time with them, and really be a leader and not a follower. I think Walter's problem is every other worker is the same way, and he doesn't want to fall out of line of every other worker. I think he just needs to be a leader and start having Christmas fun.
Right. And what is Christmas fun to you, buddy?
It's doing every single Christmas activity that's ever been invented.
Including what?
Well, I like snowball fights. I like writing letters to Santa, like I mentioned, and even playing around in the snow, going sledding, making snow angels. Just the best time.
Ice skating.
Ice skating.
Ice
Yeah.
skating. Is that your favorite?
I'm not a very good skater, but
Yeah, I'm not. But it's still fun to try.
But it's so fun to try. In the spirit of Christmas cheer, if you had to sing, did I ask you to sing one song? If you had to sing one song, what would your song be, your Christmas song? Did I ask you that already?
Yeah.
yeah.
I did, didn't I? Cut that out. That's part of Bluebird. So, I thank you all for coming. And I want to ask you just a few more questions before we go. All right? A little bit of Christmas, this and that. So, Santa,
Yeah.
real tree or fake tree? We'll go right down the line.
I gotta go with the fig tree because it kind of keeps the forest alive, which is one of the major problems in this world today. And I feel like if the people who want the forest to be saved, they'd be happier and there'd just be more Christmas spirit.
Wow.
Good answer.
Real or fake?
Fig trees because the branches are easier to put the ornaments on. With the real ones, it just pokes right here in your fingertips.
Okay.
And it's just,
All right. Walter, real or fake?
Real, because all I have to do is pick it up and take it out the house when it's done.
All right. Jovi?
I agree with Santa and with Michael, fig tree.
I was gonna go real, but then I heard Santa's very compelling speech, so I'm gonna go fake.
It was compelling, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is he always as compelling?
I
That's why he's Santa. Right? Very good. Very good. Santa, Christmas Eve or Christmas morning?
I gotta go with Christmas morning because that's the one day in the whole year I can sleep in.
Gotcha. Christmas Eve or Christmas morning?
Christmas morning, I get presents.
Very good. Christmas Eve or Christmas morning?
Christmas Eve because I don't have a headache.
Christmas Eve or Christmas morning?
Christmas Eve for a different reason, because of the anticipation of seeing Santa.
That's nice. Very good. Very good. Christmas Eve or Christmas morning?
I like Christmas morning because of all the presents and everyone's so happy.
All right, I'm going to start on this way, work this bound. Gingerbread or sugar cookies?
I gotta go gingerbread. I love making gingerbread houses.
Sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies are more simplistic.
Sugar cookies, especially the ones with the pink icing on top.
Right?
I'm gonna have to go with both at the same time.
Both at the same time. And also. So real quick, though, about the cookies. What cookies do you see most often? Since you eat, you said how many million do you eat?
3 million.
Okay.
So I think I see, we see mostly chocolate chip cookies and sugar cookies. They're the two popular ones. And 90% of them I think are homemade, and the other 10%, they're like the store-bought sugar cookies with the pink frosting on them.
Right, right. That sounds wonderful. All right, Santa, hot chocolate or eggnog?
Oh, I gotta go with hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. Michael?
Good cup of hot cocoa when it's cold.
Yep. Walter?
Eggnog.
Eggnog?
Hot chocolate.
Gotta go hot chocolate.
Got to go with the hot chocolate. Mistletoe or candy canes?
Candy canes, they're so good.
Candy canes, you can eat them.
Okay.
Candy canes.
Candy canes.
Candy canes.
Wow. No love here. Just a couple more. Ugly Christmas sweater or fancy Christmas attire?
I mean, you're looking pretty fancy right now with the Christmas attire. I gotta go fancy Christmas.
Fancy Christmas? Joby?
Fancy Christmas.
Fancy?
Fancy, you have to look your best.
Always.
Nothing wrong with the ugly sweater. I choose ugly sweater.
Nice.
I'm with Michael, ugly sweater. Good way to express your treatment of Christmas.
You wear that off, when you're not out Santaing?
Yeah, in the summer, I tend to go with like the bathing suit vibe, Christmas in July, but
Right.
besides that, it's normally ugly sweater. Yeah.
Very good. Favorite Christmas movie?
Ooh, favorite Christmas movie. This is a hard one, but I gotta go with the Santa Claus series.
Very good.
Home Alone 2.
I'm gonna go with the Santa Claus because I get a good laugh when Santa falls off the roof.
Right, right.
I like Elf.
You like Elf? Very good. Surprise answer.
I mean, Santa Claus, we used to watch it all the time back at the North Pole.
The Santa Claus? Very good. So, a favorite Christmas song before we go?
Probably Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah, I know I did that, but let's go through it again real quick.
Jingle bells.
Uh-huh.
Carol the bells.
Yeah.
Christmas waltz.
Christmas waltz. Very good.
Beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Very good. Now let's end this. If you could send a Christmas message to the world, what would that Christmas message be? Buddy.
If you believe in the magic, it's a great time.
Okay.
Find the simple joys in the season.
Very nice.
If you believe it, have a great time.
Spend as much time with your family because time goes quickly.
Santa, I'll let you have the last word.
A good simple ho ho ho, Merry Christmas.
Well, I would like to thank the cast of Elf that will be at the Eagle Theater in Hamilton in a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, they are already sold out. Or fortunately, I guess, right? For you guys, they're already sold out. My name is Dean Johnson for Follow South Jersey. This is Follow Salem Podcast. Thank you very much for watching. Let's give them a hand.